Have you ever walked into a place and something feels seriously off, but the atmosphere, it just scratches at your brain? It's all just hell. That's exactly what Strangers from Hell does. It doesn't use jump scares or loud music. It uses the cinematography, lighting, and subtle, unnerving color grading that just burrows under your skin. So let's break down how Strangers from Hell visually contaminates your brain and how it works so damn well. We open outside Eden's studio, and it already feels like the camera itself is afraid to go in. Like a threat, we meet John Woo, walking down the corridor, clearly tense, while he enters his room, locks the door, and sits in silence. Now let's rewind. He's a struggling writer, movie to soul for a new internship. But as soon as he starts apartment hunting, everything changes. Every place is too expensive until he finds Eden's studio. Only $190. Cheap rave, but there's a reason. As he walks towards Eden's studio, the rundown apartment complex that he's about to call home, the framing feels off. The wide shots should make you feel open, but instead it makes you feel isolated. There's a coldness in the color palette. The city, it should feel exciting for someone starting a new chapter, but the cinematography, it kills any optimism. The building already sets off alarms. Just a steady and slightly wide-angle shot that lingers too long, almost like the building is staring back at him. It's claustrophobic, like you're not the only one watching. He arrives at the bottom of the hill, and just as he's about to give up, the wheel on his suitcase breaks. The camera zooms into it like, no, you're going in. And from here, this is where things start to feel off. The camera now trails behind him, like a creep watching its prey. When he reaches the top and walks inside, the music swells. The world outside is gone. We're in now. Inside it's quiet, too quiet. You expect someone to greet in, but it feels like it's abandoned. And then, out of nowhere, a woman peeks out the window, but she doesn't say anything. She just stares. And the camera doesn't linger on her. It just moves past her like it's normal. But you know something's wrong. It's our first tick of discomfort. The hallway is claustrophobic, desaturated and blue-toned. Not warm, not inviting, nothing like your classic romantic K-drama. This place looks like a prison. The woman, Landlady maybe, finally speaks to him. "You the guy who called?" she says. She seems okay at first, until she immediately comments on his looks and touches his face, saying, "You're sweaty." No boundaries, no respect. Instant red flag. And the way the camera holds wide on makes you feel like she seems like she's sizing him up. Then she shows him his room, and it's disgusting. The color grading here shifts to green tones, moldy, sickly. It's tiny, a single bed and a desk. Then the camera pushes in like a stalker coming in with them. And this line is said, "Sorry about the garbage. The previous resident killed themselves." She says it just like that. She says it like someone's just left a sock on the floor. Like it's not something weird that she's just said. No remorse, just casual horror. Hello. If you've seen Train to Busan, you'll recognize this guy. He's one of the background characters. Same actor, but here he's full-blown nightmare fuel. He peeks out from his door, staring at Jung Woo, like he's a piece of meat. The camera doesn't move, static, wide. It just zooms slowly, watching. And we get this haunting over-the-shoulder shot from his POV, sizing up Jung Woo, not a word spoken, just eye contact and dread. Then we meet him, the giggler. This guy floats into the screen like he's a mosquito that you can't swat. He laughs at nothing, and yet he's magnetic. It's hard to explain. His body language, it's jittery and slightly offbeat. The camera's handheld here, a little loose, mimicking his unpredictable energy. There's something deeply wrong. But also, he seems kind of sweet. Like if a beanie baby got possessed, but still wanted to be cuddled. You're uncomfortable, but maybe also emotionally confused. Back in his room, Jung Woo tries to settle in. The colours are even more desaturated, and the walls feel like they're watching him. And he starts writing. The camera floats between him and the giggler. As Jung Woo writes about a strange character, you see the same character do those things, like he's writing him into existence. He sees a girl feeding a cat. The giggler walks up to her, and the camera goes handheld, shaky, nervous. Even the camera doesn't want to be near him. "Hello, kitty," he says. "Cute, maybe." The music creeps in, and now I'm worried about the cat. And it turns out, rightfully so, as later the landlady sees purr and blood on his hands. "I was just petting it," he says. We then cut to our first shot of a new manor, well-dressed, leather bag, authority figure. But here's the twist. Giggling guy, who's been creeping everyone else out, suddenly looks scared. Now he's prey. The camera never shows the man's face, just the back of his head and this ominous bag. Back to Jung-woo. He hears noises from the locked dorm the landlady says is abandoned. Giggler appears. Must be ghosts. And again, you laugh, but yeah, nah. Then cuts in the stairwell. He's hiding, watching, smiling. It's so weird, but so good. And just when you're adjusting to this new creepy ecosystem, the show cuts to a completely unrelated scene. A dentist's office. This is where we first meet a character who will later become a problem. But right now, he's just a professional guy doing this job. Handsome, polite, and in a well-lit office. There's sterile white lining that feels almost too clean, like we're inside a showroom. A police officer sits in the chair in need of root canal. She asks, "Will it hurt?" He smiles and says, "I'll make sure it won't." The line, it should be reassuring, but it lands like a warning. But when she's about to leave, he helps her book her next appointment, gives her dental advice, normal stuff. But as she walks out, his face drops. Dawn leaves, and he walks away without a word. And somehow, it's one of the coldest moments in the episode. Alright, we have to talk about one of my second favourite unnerving moments in episode 1. The introduction of this guy. The creepy, suitcase-carrying, I'm probably in charge of this nightmare type. Jung-woo's just going back to Eden's studio after a few drinks with his friend. You think maybe he'll relax a bit? Nah. The camera already is telling you otherwise. We're looking down on him from above, a high-angle shot that instantly makes him look small, vulnerable, and very, very alone. Then, the focus shifts. The camera pulls away from Jung-woo, blurs, and refocuses on someone watching him. Standing still, holding a bag. Here's the genius move. The camera refuses to show his face. Instead, it stays by the wall, almost like it's too scared to follow him. We only get this partial glimpse, the way you might see someone out the corner of your eye in real life. Then it uses the wall as a transition, smooth cut, and suddenly, we're in the hallway where Jung-woo is just standing there. And yeah, still giving us the feeling that we're watching from someone else's point of view. You get a low shot of Jung-woo's legs, and from behind, we see another figure approaching. No face reveal yet, just a sense that someone is closing in. Then, jump scare, but subtle. The guy just stands behind him, asking what he's doing. And the cinematography here does this brilliant point of view switch, now looking from behind the mystery man. Finally, the reveal. But even then, they don't give it all away. He's lit half in shadow, half in light. The ultimate split personality visual cue. Your brain's already playing the game. Is this guy good or evil? I'm leaning towards evil. And then he drops this gem. When you're standing here, does it feel like you're in a long tunnel you'll never escape from? Yeah, totally normal first meeting conversation. Jung-woo, bless him, says, "I think I'll be able to get out of the tunnel." The man just smiles, a creepy, calculated smile, and says, "You're more interesting than you look." Oh, and if you think this guy's bad, wait until episode 2. There's another guy whose smile will haunt your dreams. Don't say I didn't warn you. As Jung-woo starts unlocking his door, the camera frames the suitcase guy from behind, stalking him like a predator, moving in for the kill. You feel the danger before anything happens. Later, Jung-woo is in his room, cleaning up, minding his own business. The camera, it doesn't follow him, it just stares at a blank wall, and you're thinking, why the wall? Then, slowly, a tiny hole becomes visible, and behind it, an eye. It's him watching Jung-woo. That zoom-in is perfectly executed, not too fast, not too slow, and it makes you feel that the space between you and this guy's eye is disappearing. That's the cinematography saying, you're not safe here, no one is. By this point, I'm fully convinced Eden's studio isn't just creepy, it's a trap, and none of its residents are remotely normal. Jung-woo heads to the bathroom. The guy in there, he offers him some toothpaste in exchange for some shampoo. No giggling, no twitching, just polite conversation. The guy seems normal, a little too normal. You start wondering, are they twins? Or is one of them putting on a mask? Then we cut to the kitchen. Jong-woo makes some food and sits with the gangster. He warns Jong-woo not to use eggs. He cracks one open and there's blood inside. Sick. The camera holds in the egg longer than necessary. The blood doesn't just shock, it festers and the moment sticks. The gangster delivers one of the most ominous lines. Be careful, you don't know what the others might do. That line lingers, not just in the air, but in the framing, as Jong-woo walks back into his room, and then suddenly, bam, the camera darts out towards him. It's aggressive. No music needed. The movement alone hits you in the chest. You'd flinch with him. Our giggly guy appears again, like he teleported in the hallway. He says, I guess you had ramen? The line is harmless, but delivered with that smile, that giggle, and that voice, it's like a child imitating an adult's friendliness and failing. Even the gangster loses it at this point. He opens his door, infuriated. He's scared, he's done. And just when you think it can't get any more uncomfortable, the pervert's back. He's standing silently in the background. The camera blurs him out like he's part of the wallpaper, but your eyes still go to him. That's how you know the cinematography was working. And then it zooms in slowly, and then it switches to the back of them. He's holding something. As the camera pans down, you see what it is. He's holding a knife. It's blurred, censored, because in Korean culture, they don't like to show any violence or anything if kids are watching. But the cinematography doesn't need to show you everything. It trusts you to feel it. Now, here's one of my favourite examples of how Strangers from Hell turns a basic hallway into pure nightmare fuel. We start with the camera planted low, down at floor level. No fancy moves, just locked in place. And we see someone's feet casually walk past Jong-woo's door. It's harmless at first, but here's the trick. The shot doesn't cut, it lingers, way longer than it should. That extra beat creates discomfort because your brain is expecting a transition, but the cinematographer holds you hostage in this frame. Then, those same feet come back, and as they come back, the camera pushes in and follows them. They stop right outside his door. The camera slowly tilts up, revealing the pervert, knife in hand. The lighting here is brilliant, just dim enough to swallow him in a shadow. But the blade catches a flicker of light, so our eyes snap to it immediately. As he mutters, should I kill him or no? Over and over. The camera pushes in painfully slow. This isn't a jump scare. This is dread being spoon-fed to you. And because it's in a close-up, his face dominates the frame. No escape for you or Jong-woo. Cut to inside the room. The doorknob rattles. Jong-woo wakes up, walking out into the hall. And here's where the cinematography drops their god-tier shot. A top-down tracking shot that follows him down the corridor. From this angle, the hallway feels claustrophobic, like the walls are closing in. You can't see what's ahead or behind. Just Jong-woo moving through this coffin-like space. He reaches the giggler's room, opens the door. Blood. No warning, no prep. The pervert glitches towards him, like the camera is skipping frames. It's a subtle effect, but your brain catches it, and it feels wrong. Then he wakes up in bed. The gangster is attacking someone who we think is the giggler, but without the giggle. Then my favourite bit of dialogue. There's something entertaining going on. There's something offbeat, uncomfortable, and charming in him. He's a horror character, sure, but he's so weirdly lovable. It's like if Pennywise joined a boy band. Then the fun twist. The calm man with the leather bags. He grabs the gangster's wrist, silently, smiles, his eyes wide, too wide. That's the real master. The camera suddenly gets shaky. And then silence. We cut to every character in the room, one by one, all turning to look at him. He doesn't speak, he doesn't need to. The camera has already told us he's in charge. And the final shot, zoom into Jong-woo's face, his voiceover drops. He already knew. This was hell. So that's episode 1 of Strangers from Hell, a masterclass in atmosphere, dread, and visual storytelling. Eden Studio doesn't just look creepy, it feels like a character, a living, breathing, malicious entity, and every inch of the cinematography sells that. From lighting to framing, the grain to the movement, it's not just what's happening that unsettles you, it's how they show it. And let me know in the comments, Which moment visually disturbed you the most? And if you want an episode 2 breakdown, trust me, it gets way darker. And maybe next time you're apartment hunting, skip the one with flickering lights, paper-thin walls, and neighbours who giggle in unison. So subscribe for more cinematography breakdowns. Till next time, keep the lights on.